Good morning. Today, already it's the last day. Time goes so fast. Today, first of all, the continuation of yesterday's topic, Cain and Abel first. Then, to conclude, some providential aspect will be presented. One about the women's age. And next will be the providence of God in South America. Maybe something like that. This time, the providential contents, I couldn't deal with the providential contents, but some tip may be good. Cain and Abel, from Abel's point of view, it's a continuation. Father's entire life has been the course of restoration of elder sonship, basically. Many previous religious founders or leaders, they failed in the course of restoration of elder sonship. This means actually failed as Abel. Only Jacob and maybe Joseph showed some example of the victorious course as Abel, but others couldn't make it. Of course, Abel in the Adam family failed completely, and in Noah's family also failed completely. And Moses, we cannot think he was successful. And even Jesus himself, in the course of restoration of the elder sonship, he was crucified. And in this sense, it's the only father who really finally accomplished the restoration of elder sonship. This means victory as Abel. The final victory as Abel was 1989, August 31st. He declared the settlement of eight stages. Asia? 8 stage. Persian sequence, yeah. But 8 stage had the official settlement of 8 stage. The ceremony of settlement 8 stage. William, do you know exact officials? Settlement of 8 stages? The ceremony of settlement of 8 stages? Either way, okay? Then that time, ultimately, Father restored the position, victorious position as Abel. It's a restoration of elder sonship. With this condition, Father was able to get into the true parents were able to get into the direct dominion of God the first time in the history of mankind. That was the real victory. No Satan can claim. At that moment, finally Satan, the fallen Lucifer, surrendered naturally to our true parents. Then one day, when American ministers, 7,000 ministers came to Japan and Korea, and especially in Korea, they received 7 days workshop. And they went back and so surprised to see, especially for these ministers went to Bonneko. This means the beginning, little shabby hut. Do you remember that picture? Surely you know the picture. That place. They were, of course, that house is gone, but on the museum. But they are so surprised. The Rebel Moon started from such a miserable place, and within a short time, he became to be able to influence the world. How come? What's the secret? The ministers asked to Father. The Father, answered that my entire life was a course of subjugation of Satan. My entire life was the course of subjugation of Satan. In order to subjugate Satan, you must exceed Satan. In order to subjugate Satan, you must exceed Satan. In order to exceed Satan, you must do what Satan cannot do. You must have what Satan doesn't have, and you must do what Satan cannot do. Then what you don't have is the love. What Satan doesn't have is love, true love. And what Satan cannot do is to sacrifice yourself for the sake of others. Sacrificial love. Even loving enemy. Even loving enemy. He said he found this point, and he practiced this one point throughout his entire life. This is how he came up to this situation. This is the answer from Father to the ministers of to American ministers. Just imagine, just think, have you ever seen that Satan is sitting in the prayer room and praying in tears for the sake of happiness of this world? Have you ever seen such a Satan? If Satan prays that way, what happens to Satan? If Satan becomes desperate to make offering of money and go fundraising, have you ever seen Satan going fundraising and witnessing desperately to save Russia, to save CIS, to save the world? Have you ever seen such a Satan? Never. If Satan does that way, what happened to Satan? The same moment, Satan has to cease to be the Satan, because the essential nature of Satan is selfishness. Therefore, whenever Satan sacrifices himself for the sake of others, Satan has to cease to be Satan. Satan cannot be Satan anymore. Therefore, as long as Satan is Satan, Satan cannot love, Satan cannot sacrifice himself for the sake of others, for the sake of the happiness of others. Of course, it is impossible for Satan to love enemy. Therefore, if you sacrifice yourself for the sake of others, if you love enemy, if you sacrifice yourself or someone or something you love most, something precious to you, or someone whom you love most, for the sake of the happiness of the others, or even happiness of enemy, that moment Satan surrenders, naturally surrenders. Father found out this one point, and he practiced this one point throughout the entire life, and he won the victory over the world. Father didn't have tanks. Russian army had a huge number of tanks before. I don't know now. But the Father didn't have even one tank. He didn't have even one missile, one warhead. Father didn't have even one helicopter gunship. Russian helicopter gunship was excellent, huh? But Father didn't have any of them. Even not one machine gun. But his weapon was one: love, sacrificial love. Only when you can subjugate Satan by love, then there will be no feeling of retaliation anymore from enemy. And from the bottom of heart, the enemy surrenders and want to follow you. This is Father's way of victory. Other dictators or big leadership of the world, they always prepared weapons, power, strength, laws. But eventually, these weapons don't work. True love is the ultimate weapon to subjugate enemy happily and gratefully. With deep gratitude. That's why Father says, if we can go same course as Father went, our life will be victorious. For instance, say this pattern, and can be used for your own witnessing, or for your relationship with your members. Also, not only if you are in the king's position, in order to melt the heart of your central figure, the same pattern can be used. This is the same pattern, same principle. Even you do the sacrificial love for the sake of your own central figure, his heart will be melted. And even internally, you become able and your own central figure, external central figure, surrenders deep in his heart. And even, begin to ask advice or ask opinion. Therefore, this is the fundamental principle to restore the broken human relationship. Also, this pattern can be even used to restore the broken relationship with dog. It's very true. As I mentioned yesterday, if you are going somewhere, then some dog is very suspicious and looking at you, and then ready to even jump at you and bite you. That time, if you pick up rock and throw at him, and he just, run away. But he has resentment. He has resentment. Then when next time you are walking, without any warning, he comes and whoop, bite you. It's right? It's right? But when he is very suspicious, instead of hitting with a piece of rock, if you give some piece of meat or even bone with little leftover meat, if you give, he's so happy. And when next time you come, then he never bites you. Instead of wagging the tails, he comes after you. It's right? This is how to restore the broken relationship with dog. You can even, the dog will become your follower, your disciple. You can make many disciples. Dog and the cats and whatever, everyone will follow you. Because everyone likes to be loved. But only taking care of a dog, you cannot get into kingdom of heaven. You can get in the kingdom of dog. But not kingdom of heaven. That's why you have to restore the heart of people. That's the most important thing. For instance, maybe in your case, I don't know, but is there anyone whose parents are very negative? Anyone? Just 1, 2, 3. On the few. That's good. In our country, if I ask, maybe 85% raise hand. But still think. The reason why parents are negative is because they think you are mistaken. That's why the reason is because they love you. That's why they want to save you from a wrong place, wrong way of the life. That's why, for instance, if your mother is really against you, then sometimes when you have some seminar or someone coming for the speech or something, good meeting, and someone is coming, and you really invite your mother to that place. But you asked, but the mother doesn't agree. Mother doesn't agree. No, I don't go. I said I don't go. That's why I don't go. I don't like your movement. I read a lot of things from newspaper or whatever, I don't like. Then you have no idea anymore. Then because you have no idea anymore, that's why only way you can go is to go to God, Heavenly Father. And you begin to pray to Heavenly Father in tears. Heavenly Father, I really want to save. I want to save my mother. My mother does not understand how precious this principle is, how precious this providence is. You praying in tears. Then hours after hours. Then maybe around 3 o'clock in the morning, mother just went to the restroom. Then on the way, mother heard some strange crying from the daughter's room. What is she doing? Maybe she might commit suicide because because something strange over there. She may commit suicide. Then comes this, and here, secretary. Then it is prayer, and crying, and crying, and crying, and praying in tears. And she carefully listens the contents of the prayer. Then the daughter is praying, Heavenly Father, I love my mom. I love my mother. Because when I was without mother, I was not able to be born. I couldn't live here on this earth. And when I was from the time of my baby, I was baby, mother took care of me so well. And even we didn't have so much money, mother sacrificed everything for me. I'm so deeply grateful. And now I really want to make my mother happy, the happiest mother in the world. But the happiest way to make mother happiest must be to let her understand the principle and to understand the Messiah and to receive blessing and to become pure and go to heaven together with me. That's my desire. But I really want to make my mom happy. But my mother does not understand. My mother listens some wrong information, got wrong information from media, from whatever. And she's so against God's will. But I try so hard to talk to her, but she doesn't have ear to listen to me. But I have no idea how to do for my mom. Father, I really want to make my mother happy. Please help me, guide me. And crying hours after hours in tears and praying. Mother listened 3 hours without moving even just 1 iota. Next morning, 7 o'clock, breakfast, mother is still. Mother never says she heard your prayer. Never. Actually, deep inside, mother is feeling that maybe I thought this daughter, for instance, maybe, I don't know name, Natasha, was the worst child among the children. Because other children took care of me so well. Sometimes they sent a gift, and sometimes even they bought a ticket for me, train ticket, even flight ticket to go to a trip. But my daughter, this one, didn't do anything like that. And then as often as she comes, begged money. Terrible daughter. Worst one, I thought, but actually, she might be the most, filial daughter. Actually, she is deeply touched, but she doesn't show anything. Then after the breakfast, you mean I should go there? Yes, Mark. Then okay, okay, I tell you, just once, never more, okay? The mother goes. Then when the seminar sessions and whatever, speech, something, then, wow, is this the contents of a unification church? It's totally different from the rumors. Wow, she's moved more. But when she came back, she doesn't say anything. Mother, how's that? No, nothing. I don't like it. Still, she's trying so hard not to show anything. Then another bigger workshop comes. Father, mother, actually, many parents, there's a parents' workshop. Can you come? I said, only once. That's it. I don't go. Then after 1 week or so, when the couple of days before the workshop, this time from mother's side begin to say, do you really want me to go? Yes, mother. Okay, just one more time, no more. And goes. And she's completely converted. Then, but still it's so difficult to to tell the inside. But finally she opened her heart and says, actually, the night I listened to your prayer. Then I didn't know how you loved me. Now I understood how you loved me. I thought you were the worst one in my family. But now I know you're the best. Then the mother cries. And you cry and hug each other in tears. This is the practice of Father's principle. Mother who don't understand, who is against the movement, even enemy of providence. But to make mother happy in true sense, forgetting time, forgetting eating, forgetting sleeping, totally invest yourself in loving. That then not only God listened to that prayer, and also Satan also listened to that prayer. That's sincerity. When Satan faces such a sincerity, Satan cannot stand as Satan anymore. When you show such a sacrificial love, since Satan cannot sacrifice himself for the sake of others, when you sacrifice yourself for the sake of others, this time mother, Satan couldn't cope with you. And rather than that, Satan received such a love through your prayer, through mother, because Satan was behind the mother. That's why Satan was touched and moved. And Satan was satisfied by your love. That's why Satan is saying to you, first time I was satisfied by your love. That's why I want to release your mother to you, because I have been holding your mother, unjustly at Satan. But now I am satisfied with your love. That's why I release your mother to you. Then mother's original mind will show up. And mother understand your heart, and mother want to listen the truth of God. And mother can come back to God, because Satan surrendered. Therefore, witnessing is not just witnessing someone, some person, but actually witnessing, through the witnessing, you are subjugating Satan behind that person. Therefore, witnessing is not just witnessing. It's a subjugation of Satan who is behind your witnessee. Your witnessee. And you have to understand you should have a clear idea of the, principle structure of the witnessing. This is a principle mechanism of witnessing. Providential or principled mechanism of witnessing is not just to witness that someone, to teach the truth to someone, but actually it's a subjugation of Satan who is holding that person witnessee. Do you understand? Do they understand this point? That's why you should change the concept of witnessing. You have a clear concept of witnessing from the point of view of divine principle. What is the witnessing? It's a subjugation of Satan, natural subjugation of Satan, who is holding your witnessee. Therefore, if you can practice this kind of sacrificial love for your witnessee, one by one, if that person doesn't change in one night, in one prayer, why not? You can continue that way 3 days, 1 week. God is listening, Satan is listening. Finally, Satan will surrender because of your love. This is the exact same course as Father went. This is how you can surrender the Satan. In relationship with this talk, I want to go a little more about the relationship between prayer, witnessing, and prayer. Without prayer, you cannot succeed in witnessing. Without prayer, you cannot succeed in witnessing. The reason, because the witnessing that I mentioned is an Abel and Cain relationship. This is a witnessee. So, witnesser. This is the witnessee. A witnesser and witnessee. It's an Abel and Cain relationship. Exemplified victorious pattern of Abel. Abel failed, but Jacob was they could show the first example of victory of witnessing. And Cain, Esau, was in the position. Esau was in the position of Cain, or witnessee. Then when, before the victory over Esau, of course Jacob, as you know, went into Haran, where the uncle Laban was there. And Uncle Laban was in the position of Satan, actually, providentially. And then in the first of all, Jacob, restored the birthright conditionally. Do you know the story? So you know the story, conditionally. Then later, Jacob got, blessing from his father Isaac, But that time, Esau, who was betrayed by Jacob, got so angry with him, and he was ready to even kill Jacob. But if Esau killed Jacob at that moment, at that time, then Father Isaac will feel so sad. That's why he didn't do that. But he thought that he means Esau planned to kill Jacob as soon as Father Isaac died. Then knowing that he and the mother Rebecca sent Jacob to Haran, and he stayed there 21 years. The Bible says just 20 years, but providentially 21 years period. That story. Then that time, actually, Jacob, Jacob first restored kind of first blessing, wives and children. This means second blessing. This is the first blessing. Yeah. The second blessing. And number three. Now on the way on the way to go out from Haran to the south to Canaan. What's it? God, some little like icon. Idol. Took idol. The idol. This symbolizes the property, entire property. It's like a document to prove the ownership of that land. That's why this is meant the entire property of Isaac. That's why this means the restoration of third blessing. But that's the vertical restoration. Vertical restoration was fulfilled. Therefore, actually, Satan couldn't attack Jacob. But there one more point was left. It was a condition to restore the spirit world. This is the reason when Jacob on the river Jabbok, the angel came. God sent the angel and attacked Jacob in the river Jabbok. And this Jacob, okay? Then he struggled overnight. And finally Jacob won and got a blessing from angel. And angel blessed him and said, "You are Israel." The Israel means the winner, or victor, or winner. Therefore, now, there's no vertical condition through which Satan was able to attack Jacob. Therefore, if only Jacob fulfilled the horizontal condition to subjugate Esau or to subjugate Satan, it was enough. It was enough. Therefore, after fulfilling these contents, Jacob met with Esau, who was his enemy. And Esau was ready to kill Jacob. He was meditating how to kill Jacob during 21 years. Such an enemy was in front of Jacob. But now he went and made utmost possible offering to Jacob, Esau, and bowed 7 times. And when he raised his face to Jacob and to Esau, Jacob said, "When I see you, I feel like seeing God's face." Then where is the condition to attack him? Satan has no condition to attack him. Completely nothing. Therefore, Satan has no say, nothing, no condition to attack Jacob. Therefore, now because Satan released the Esau. Therefore, Esau's original mind came out. And now he forgot such a resentment of 21 years of resentment. And he felt that, oh, this is my younger brother, my twin brother. Why I can kill this? Why I can kill such a loving younger brother? He just ran to Jacob and embraced him and kissed him and cried together. And the reunion was fulfilled. This was the victory of Jacob. Actually, if you are witnessing, you are in the position of Jacob. That's why, first of all, this situation, the vertical relationship must be solved first. That's why the foundation of faith is a kind of vertical condition. That's why you must be pure. You shouldn't have any condition through which Satan can invade you. That's a foundation of faith, which we discussed yesterday. With such a pure condition, that one more thing, because between between witnesser and witnessee, this is subject and object, this is Abel and Cain. In between, there's still this one, like Jacob the Jabbok, you know. Still, between you and your witnessee, there is some spiritual barrier. A spiritual barrier. For instance, you know, there is ancestral issues or some other things, you know, or tribal animosity or ancestral struggle or something like that. Therefore, these are behind the scene. Therefore, unless you break through that spiritual barrier, your witnessee cannot open the heart to you. Cannot open the heart to you. This is a reason that then if you pray, therefore this is a reason we have prayed a lot for the sake of your own witnessee. Like Jacob struggled with angel overnight. Like Jacob struggled with angel overnight. Therefore, the example, it is just fiction as of now. You witness the mother. That's kind of prayer. That's kind of prayer. Means to melt the heart of Cain, or to break through the spiritual barrier between you and your mother. Even between you and your mother, there are spiritual barriers. Then the prayer is a breakthrough of that spiritual barrier. Then that spiritual barrier is broken through. Then Satan behind the scene is deeply moved and touched and release your mother. Release your own witnessee. And your witnessee will open the heart to you. Actually, if you pray for that person specifically overnight or many, many days, then you feel really confident God is right there with you. And also, you become so confident that that person must come back, will come back to God. Because you are not so confident, because you don't pray enough. Therefore, if you really pray, then you become really confident that that person will come back, will listen to the divine principle, or will come to the workshop, or come to the seminar. You feel so strongly, then actually it comes true. And occasionally, unexpected way, that person is ready for you because you prayed a lot. Do you understand now why prayer is necessary in witnessing? Do you? Is okay? Without prayer, you cannot succeed in witnessing. The reason why. There's one Australian missionary. I don't know, some of you might know, but his name is Schweitzer, Mr. Schweitzer. And when he came to New York, he gave one testimony. He had 28 spiritual children at that time. Then we asked a testimony. Then he mentioned, actually, he cannot say he's not nothing special. He said he's nothing special. But he said, just, without prayer, I can't witness. Do you know that Father's was, in order to witness 1 hour, how many hours should you pray? 3, you know very well. Do you practice? Do you practice? Usually not. That's why you can try once, Doesn't matter, Doesn't matter even you are cheated by Father. Doesn't matter. And what's wrong, You can try with a sincere heart. Actually, without prayer, if you witness the 4 hours and pray 3 hours and witness 1 hour, maybe the second will get better result. Witnessing is not just a question of time. Without guidance from God, you can't witness. That's why, to receive guidance from God, you must invest in prayer. Of course, while you are praying, witnessing, you should be also praying. That's brother, Mr. Schweitzer. Brother Schweitzer, he said, he couldn't witness without prayer. Then always he prayed, he said. Then in the prayer, sometimes he sees a dream. Then he have a dream, and the same scene occasionally comes afterwards. Then he understood that that person is a person whom God prepared. And sometimes, not Mr. Schweitzer, but another person, witnessee, had a dream. And when met with someone, that person so surprised, wow, you are the one I got a dream last night. How come? That's enough for witnessing. And one more he said, when he was praying, he had a vision. Then in the vision, the sunlight is coming, and the young woman standing in front of him with a white skirt and with white socks, white shoes, and a white handbag, just white. But I couldn't see the face. Then later, he went to some bookstore, and he was looking for some book, but couldn't find. Maybe then he was almost leaving. Then just looked at the entrance. Then there the same scene. One young sister was standing, walking in with in a white skirt and white socks and white shoes and a white handbag. Then she came. Then that's because he now remembered that vision. Then just greeted, hello, hello. Are you looking for something? Yeah. I'm looking some book. And then this means you're interested in religion. Yeah, that's why I came here. Then, do you read the Bible? Yeah, to some extent. Then, do you know that there's a new revelation from God and by which you can really understand the hidden secret of Bible? Really? How can I understand that? Yeah, actually, we are giving lecture over there. Really? Can I go? Yeah, sure. Come. And she came. And attended 3 days workshop and joined. This is a real story. And that time, he said that that sister is now working as the secretary of some department of World Mission Center in New York. This kind of thing can happen. That without prayer, without God, you cannot witness. Without prayer, you cannot mobilize God. And without prayer, you cannot break through the spiritual barrier between you and your witnessee. So now, still a long way to go about the Hebrews, but still maybe we have no time. That's why I must go to the next. Then next, this is A, then B. From Cain's point of view. Cain and Abraham. Yeah. One more thing. Just speak because I have no time. The leadership. In order to become the leader, good leader, just good person is not enough. Because the leader must be able to guide others. In order to lead others, you must be ahead of the others. You must be able to see the future clearly. And you should have vision. This is very important things. This reason, you need to understand the providence of God. Otherwise, you can't understand where are we going and where am I going. When Father Gabriel, educated Japanese women, he occasionally mentioned the reason, and without understanding this providence of God, you cannot understand where are you going, where you are going, where are we are going. That's why you cannot become leadership. You just follow, nothing more, because you don't know where going. That's why leadership must know where are we going. It's very important that the leaders mistake in judgment of the direction of the movement will create a lot of tragedy later. That's why in order to become the leadership, first of all, of course you should understand divine principle. You should be able to give lectures, these kind of things very important, you know. Actually, in order to become a good leader, actually you have to, in order to show the direction or in order to guide them, you have to have truth first. Therefore, truth, next personality, next heart, 3. You must be exceed to others in truth, personality, and heart, 3. Otherwise, you cannot become good leaders. But also, you have to be able to have a capability of organizations. Organizations are planning the organizations and the visions. These aspects are so important as a leadership. Sometimes leaders got a big goal from Father, but the leaders don't have any vision of success. Then just push the members to accomplish that goal. It's very difficult. Therefore, leaders must be able to show the vision of victory to members. First, you will be given a goal. The goal is not the ultimate one, but purpose. That's why always, if your ideas stop at the goal, it becomes burden. It becomes burden and pressure. I have to do this, I have to accomplish this, we have to accomplish this. All is pressure after pressure, then we will be crushed. Members will be crushed. Even that goal was from heaven, still members will be crushed. That's why your guidance should go beyond the goal. This means purpose. Instead of pushing goals, clarify the purpose. To make, Russian people happy, but to make CS people happy, happiest in the world, to make the mankind happy, or more specific. In other words, the leadership, the concept of leadership should go beyond goal. But the heart, the purpose, artistic heart, the purpose should be conveyed, even the goal is there. The next, if you have the goal is goal, then you have to develop the substantial strategy through which the goal could be reached. For instance, witnessing goal, then by what kind of method or what kind of way is it possible to reach that witnessing goal or fundraising goal? Then in case of fundraising goal, for instance, a product must be very well investigated. That's a responsibility of leadership. Just using whatever available, that's not enough. Really, you have to investigate. And also, for instance, now, Martin was showing that book, new book, that can be a good fundraising product, magazine. Maybe so. You can try. And for instance, then if so, then this could be the fundraising product also at some, if you find the right person, that you can, at that time, you can get name, address. And then that become the witnessing, the contact. Dual purpose. They ask her, how was that? Did you read that? How did you feel? Over the phone, you can even talk and whatever. Those kind of things. Leaders should have that excellent, exciting vision. When the members hear the strategy of the leadership, then, wow, that's it. We can do that. The exciting feeling. That's a mission of leadership. Must be able to give the victorious vision, exciting and victorious vision. Then that vision is there. Then next, in order to accomplish that, you need an organization. Organization is necessary. And then personnel. Who is good for that? Personnel is necessary. Of course, financial preparation is necessary. And also accommodation, transportation. These things must be well prepared. And then if some preparation is made, then next, education. In other words, to really let brothers and sisters understand clearly how it is possible to reach that. Then start and begin. And still there have been some, correction of the, correction might be necessary. Unless you try, you really don't understand. Even if you have a good idea, sometimes good idea doesn't work to the reality. That even Father says, when the Father gives direction, the biggest point Father is really upset occasionally. Leaders receiving direction from Father, from the beginning judge the Father's idea. This Father's idea doesn't work in my country. And decide not to do, and do their own way. And fails. But the Father says, actually, even Father's plan sometimes doesn't get so good result occasionally. This is honest facts. But Father says, first try whatever Father gives direction. And if it doesn't work, come back to Father and report. Then Father will give different idea, or Father will discuss with you one more time. That's the Father's fundamental attitude, okay? That's a don't decide the Father's direction. Oh, it doesn't work. Therefore, for instance, distributing a Divine DP book. Or now Father is asking, but now I am so glad that centering on Mr. Igarashi, you have good, excellent Divine Principle lecturers. It is actually, ideally speaking, everyone should be the lecturers, all of you. Of course, these people should all. But never, the PMC might be difficult. PMC. This morning I heard another, what that? Not MFT. FT? Actionizing? Fundraising team. A lot of Russian-made English, But anyway, for PMC, it might be a little difficult. But still, they can distribute books. And also, they can, also, the father's asking for all you to become lecturer. But if you cannot become an excellent lecturer like many of the 7 days workshop lecturers, but by reading a divine principle, you can educate these people. That's the father's new direction. Now I heard that the divine principle book is now being under translation. But do you do the red, blue, red, yellow, green, this kind of color? Highlighted one? Are you planning on that one? Yeah, because Father is trying to do so. That's why once the not highlighted one is printed out and do one more time might be very difficult. That's why, if possible, I advise, maybe take the example from Korean version or Japanese version. In English version, was it published? Highlighted one published? Then whatever text doesn't matter anyway. The colored, 3, 4 colored, and it will be much better from the beginning. No, you don't have to make a double effort. And this way, everyone can become, the teacher. Then if you teach divine principle, you have to study. In order to teach divine principle, you have to study. Then if you study, you feel like giving even lecture. This is how also in this country, surely you study a lot on the communism. That's why good training. Now instead of Karl Marx's book, now God's book, you can study a lot. Russian people can study a lot. Okay? Oh no. I have no time. From Keynes' point of view, then what is Keynes' mistake? Keynes' mistake is simply killed Abel. That's a mistake. That's the reason he failed completely. But why he made a mistake? The reason. Because he couldn't see God in Abel. Cain could not see God in Abel. Do you know what I mean? For instance, if Father comes here and to say to you, specifically to some individual among you, you should go, just personally, directly, you should go to Africa as a missionary. Then how do you respond? How do you say? No, like that, or what? Next moment, next instance, say, yes, Father. You have no idea how to do at all. Still you say, yes, Father. Then next, okay, you now from this workshop you go back to your center. Then your central person is waiting for you, and say, you should go. Where? Africa. For what? Missionary. Why? Why me? The next you say, who said? I'm saying. Then you got really angry. Why me? What's the difference? The message is the same. But why you can listen to Father directly? Yes. And when your central figure says, go, then why me? What's the difference? Do you know what's the difference? You can obey the distant superiority, but it's very difficult to obey someone who is sitting by you. And maybe almost same quality as you yourself. Sometimes even worse. It's very difficult. This happened to Cain. This happened to Cain. Abel was just his younger brother. Do you think Cain was atheist or theist? Did Cain believe in God or not? He believed in God. He's a good member. Because he was very happy when he received the message to make offering. That's why he's so obedient to God, to the unseen God, invisible God. But he couldn't see God is working through Abel. He couldn't see God is working through Abel. At the time of Jesus, Israelites observed the commandment or laws from Moses, who was far away, distant, but couldn't obey Jesus, who was living with them. Because Jewish people couldn't see God in Jesus. Jesus was a living God, but still they couldn't see God in Jesus. This is the reason they finally crucified Jesus. That's a mistake. Mistake of Cain. When the new Messiah came back, actually Christians has been waiting for the new Messiah for 2,000 years. They could obey Jesus, who died on the cross 2,000 years ago. But when new Messiah came, they couldn't see God in the new Messiah, and persecuted him these 40, 50 years. Still persecuting. Cain couldn't see God in Abel. This is the tragedy of Cain. Also could be the tragedy of Abel. In other words, Cain couldn't see Abel from God's point of view. This is an essential aspect of the fallen nature, number one. Because of this fallen nature, people couldn't see God in Jesus. This is the reason why Cain made a mistake. This is a fundamental reason. Then if we come back to our own reality, say your own central figure, can you see God in your central figure? Wait a minute. Not so easy. Then sometimes you may have big difficulties with that person. Sometimes when you witness, your spiritual children may have big difficulty with you. Sometimes. That might be the main reason why spiritual children go. That's for Cain position. Every person is not so easy person usually to deal with. Then how to deal with the able figure from Cain's point of view? It is a very serious point. Another serious point. Then first of all, maybe I want to introduce the survival strategy. Just to survival. 生き延び作戦ね。Just survival. If you die, that's it. Therefore, you have to survive, even under such a, situation. Then the example might be good to understand. This is also a real story. When I had a workshop in New York, one time so many people came from many countries, even from Europe. Maybe 30, 40, 50 members came to join the national MFT in America. Then that time, there's some 2-3 members from some European nation had a hard time in participating in the workshop. Then I wondered why. And I called them and discussed what's the reason, what's happening. Then they expressed that resentment against the central figures. My national leader, we had some trouble with national leader. Then now national leader took advantage of this providence and kicked us out from the country. That's why I hate them. They ask, with such a feeling of resentment, do you think your mission could be successful? They said, of course no. They know very well. Then how to deal with this kind of situation? Then I asked, how do you know that it is true that your leader kicked you out because he didn't like you? Yeah, because we had a fight. But did you really make sure it was the real motivation of your leader? No, but we think so. But you're not so sure. Then first you should make sure. But how is it possible? Yeah, possible. Just even you can go through a detour way, through someone else. Somehow you can catch. But you may think so, you may think that way, but actually sometimes leaders, because leader is chosen, because from God's eye, leader is better than you. That's the reason God has chosen. Therefore, leader does not have such a narrow mind. Is not so narrow-minded as you think to be. But actually, you had some trouble with the leader, might be the facts. But this is one thing. But leader might have thought that for you, in order to become, in order to develop your personality or your heart, or in order to increase your experience to become the good person, a great leaders in the future, he might have thought even you are necessary to the nation, but he might have thought that it is good to send you for the sake of your future. He may have much bigger heart than you think to have. I don't know. That kind of feeling. You know? Then next stage. If just in case, if you made sure, then it was true. The real motivation of the leader was to kick you out. If you made sure, and it was true, then how to deal with that? That's a survivor. Because if you just resent, you'll die. That's why how to survive under such a situation. This is a survival strategy. I asked that person, okay, that person A, B, C, okay, three people, and leaders here. Leader is Abel's position, this Cain's position, Then I asked them, leader said that you should go to USA to join MFT. Joining the MFT in America is God's will or against God's will? Of course, God's will. Is God will good thing or evil thing, bad thing? Must be good. Then have the direction of your leader, who is terrible, is good or bad? Then he said good. If he's good, behind the goodness, who is? Behind goodness, who is? If this direction is good, behind this terrible leader, there must have been God. God must have spoken through that leader. Even the leader is terrible. You may think leader is Satan, satanic. Terrible leader, satanic leader. But occasionally, even the satanic, even he might be the satanic leader, but there's some pipe, no, through which God can work. some narrow pipe through which, maybe the most part of the leaders are satanic, okay? Satanic. But there must be narrow way through which God can walk this way. Do you understand? Do you understand? Most are satanics. But there was some narrow path through which God can walk. Then, since you don't like this leader, you resent that leader, then because you resent that leader, you disobey this direction. What happens to you? The everything comes and goes. Doesn't stay forever. Within the mission of Unification Church, the absolute position is only true parents. Other mission comes and goes. Therefore, anyway, that leader will go sometime. But because of that leader, if you leave the movement and do your own thing, and someday you go into the spirit world, and in the spirit world, you have to face God and true parents. And God will say to you, why did you leave the movement? Then these three guys will say, because I didn't like a leader, because that leader, he didn't like us. That's why they kicked out. That's why I got angry and left the movement. Who told you? Who told you to go to America to join MFT? Yeah, that leader. But no, it's me. God said, it's me. Then these three people had to take responsibility before God for leaving. Do you understand what I mean? That's why, in that case, you can think just this is the only messenger. Just messenger. Just message. You can put this person into the X-ray and let this able figure become transparent. You don't have to see, but see God. And face God, only God. Then this message to go to join MFT is not that leader's direction, but God's direction. Oh, Heavenly Father, I'll do it. If the direction of God, do you obey or not? Yeah, of course. Yeah, this way, that's God's direction. Okay, now they understood. This is the survival strategy. Well, for instance, some leader said that he doubled the fundraising goal all at once. You should accomplish, otherwise you cannot come back. You got angry. Then your feeling is, if you say so, you should be the first one who go out and do that. Double your result. You feel like saying so. But is it a bad thing to double the result? a good thing. Very good. Then if you don't see that central figure, instead see God, then yeah, God is asking me to do double the result. If so, if God is saying there must be the way, then pray a lot and challenge more, then finally make big breakthrough and may bring even triple the result. This is survival. This is survival. Survival strategy. Okay, but survival strategy is not just on the victory of Cain and Abel relationship. Survival is not the victory yet at all. Then how to do? Since we don't have so much time, I want to tell the conclusion. We discussed yesterday about the old lady's story. Do you remember? You can practice same pattern, exactly same pattern with your central figure. Okay? And find out the need of that central figure. Because usually your relationship with the central figure doesn't have to be just servant to servant. Maybe usually can start from the servant. Sometimes even necessary to go from the servant to servant stage. But usually maybe from servant level. Okay, then it's a break and come back. Okay, thank you.